I recently posted a video called The Problem with Demons. I've gotten some pushback from evangelicals who really believe in a literal understanding of the stories of Jesus in the gospel, casting out demons of people that I would probably categorize as possibly mentally ill, having emotional problems, or having a seizure disorder, or having special needs. And I'm concerned that you can understand the ignorance of people who lived 2,000 years ago, maybe thinking that, but really, if someone has a seizure, they need to see a doctor, possibly go to the hospital immediately. But as I've talked to people more, I've gotten more and more concerned from as I listen to believers in demons. One of the things I've heard, and I heard before, and I've got 3 little kids. Speaking of demonic activity, you may hear screaming in the background, and if I wait until it's quiet in my house, I will never make a video. What was I saying? I think we were talking about, so I was talking about to people who believe in demons, and they're raising these concerns or expressing their beliefs about things. And one person said, demons are a lot more common in China. Other people say, yeah, the demons are a lot more common in Africa. People say it's very common for missionaries to encounter these demons. And the reason I'm concerned about that is it's interesting to me that people never say, there's a lot of demonic activity in Canada, or there's a lot of demonic activity in France or Germany. You never hear it about a European country. But the white evangelicals are very quick to believe there's a lot of demons in Africa, a lot of demons in China, a lot of demons in India. Is it a coincidence that all those countries are people of color? Does it reflect a kind of a colonial attitude, a patriarchal attitude, condescending attitude, that all these people of color are obviously primitive people, more susceptible to demonic activity? I think there's just some racism in it. And that's a very dangerous thing. And there's a subtle racism, and sometimes not so subtle racism, that weaves its way through a lot of evangelical fundamentalist Christianity. Of course, Southern Baptists were really founded on it. I grew up Southern Baptist, so I can say that, can't I? So I'm very concerned about it. And then I, as someone who did grow up Southern Baptist, and missionaries periodically coming by and giving their presentations, I'm going to be a little cynical here. Missionaries have to put on a good slideshow in order to get contributions. And boy, does a story about casting out a demon, that is a compelling missionary slideshow right there. That's going to get everybody's attention. And people are going to be very ready to believe that this was happening in a developing country. And I'm willing to bet contributions go up with dramatic stories of demonic activity and casting demons out of people. Take missionary stories with a grain of salt. They got to put on a good show to raise the money. And who doesn't love crowd pleasing? And those are crowd pleasing stories when you can pull out a few demonic activity stories when you're a missionary. And people are going to really look at you in a admiring way if you're out on the front lines of the kingdom of God, casting demons out of people in Africa and China. So I think that's one of the reasons those kind of beliefs have developed. And then I actually just Googled it to see where are the most exorcisms. And, obviously there's not a lot of statistics being kept on that. But there's actually, Italy is one of the highest rates of exorcisms because of the Vatican, the Catholic population. But then the United States as well. A lot of it, surprisingly to me, I associated exorcisms with charismatic Pentecostal Christianity, the Vineyard. But I guess there's a stream of Catholicism where exorcisms are fairly commonly practiced. And that's where a lot of those are occurring. And there's some controversial priests out there who are known for casting out demons. I saw one. I was going to see if I could look at it real quick. I don't know if I can remember it this fast or find it this quickly. I should have written it out. I can't find it now. I apologize. But there was one Catholic priest who's very controversial, who apparently has cast out 60,000 demons. How about that? Sorry, I can't pull it up real quick. Otherwise, I would share the name of the guy with you so you could look it up. But surprisingly, I guess to me, based on the things I've kind of always heard and been taught, etc., the United States, Italy, and more Catholic dominant areas are where there seems to be the most exorcisms out there. So something for you to consider. All right, well, that's it for today. That's probably it for, I'm not going to become a demon specialist, but I'm just responding to some interactions that I have, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.